What it do? This is Lifeline Presents Bring It to You GOAT Metrics. We got Benny Blanco from Inwood in the house. What's going on, baby?
What's going on, man? Yeah, listen, good to be here. Thank you for having me on.
That's that's what's up, B. Y'all already know it's your host Lifeline. We're gonna just get right into it. We got this is episode number 8. So we got none other than Tim Duncan. So right now, by the GOAT metric system, Tim Duncan is the 8th accomplished NBA player by our system. So we're gonna
Mm.
get Tim Duncan. He played 19 years. Um, he got a 190 GOAT metric score. He played from 1997, 98 to 2015, 16. So he got 5 championships, which equals 50 points. He got 3 finals MVPs, which equal 15 points. He got 2 league MVPs, which is 10 points. He got a rookie of the year, which is 5 points. This is impressive right here. He got 15 years All NBA, which is 45 points. And this one is even harder. He got 15 years All Defensive, All Defensive Team. That's another 45 points. He's number 6 in rebounds, and he's number 5 in blocks, which give him a total score of 190 GOAT metric score. Benny, what you think about Tim Duncan career?
Man, Timothy, Mr. Fundamentals.
Facts.
Mr. Fundamentals. He's listen, not athletic, right? Not athletic, but fundamentally sound, and he he shows you that you don't have to be super athletic to, if you're good at your craft, so to
Mm-hmm.
speak. um I think he was very lucky to get into San Antonio when he first got in, because he was with the Admiral, so he always had really good players around him.
Mm-hmm.
Since he got into the league, he had a great coach in Popovich. So he had a lot of benefits when he get in, but he was talented. So the coaching and everything, he was going to display it regardless. But he was lucky in that aspect of it. But is he a power forward? Is he a center? Um, if you're going to put him at power forward, is he the GOAT? Like, what are
Yeah,
we talking about here?
yeah, yeah. And that's funny that you say that because Allen Iverson and Tim Duncan is those players that you don't really know what position they play. Like you'll say
Mm-hmm.
shooting guard for AI or point guard. He came in the league as a point guard.
Mm-hmm.
Duncan,
Mm-hmm.
they say he's the greatest power forward. And right now, as far as the GOAT metrics, he is the highest power forward, which
Yo.
is, he's the greatest power forward. And you know something that you when you was talking about him, something that was impressive that I looked at. Do you know he don't have no rebound title
Mm.
or he don't have no blocks title? But he's still number 6 in all time rebounds and number 5 in all time block. It's
Right.
like you say, he was fundamentally sound.
All around, offensively and defensively. Like, listen, the bank shot, he dominated that. That off the bank was money.
Exactly.
And I can't even remember too many people that used it. I think D Wade used it a little bit, but listen, he mastered that bank shot. It was money.
Yeah. That's why, and that's the funny thing. That's why Tim Duncan, and then he battled with Shaq and Kobe
Mm-hmm.
to
Mm-hmm.
battle with Karl Malone and and Akeem. Like he had little battles when he first came, but like you said, he had David Robinson. And
Right. Right.
Antonio was like one of the first teams that capitalized on European or international players.
True. True. Because
Like,
they had mono. So that's what I'm saying. Tim Duncan, he was blessed with. I mean, he was very talented. I don't want to take that away, but he had good coaching and good players
yeah,
around him when he came in.
because the Bulls got I mean, it's other international players that came into the league, like Sabonis, the older Sabonis,
Tony
different
Kukoc.
players that left Shrimp, and different players that came into the league. And then Tony Kukoc was like supposed to have been the guy,
right?
But he wound up being regular. I don't know if because he waited too long to come in, but Ginobili and Tony Parker, they got them guys at the right time,
right?
And then they fit in. Like people don't realize those two guys right there could have possibly played on an expansion team or a team that wasn't that good and got off more. No. But coming into that situation with Tim Duncan and David Robinson, it had to be third and fourth and fifth players.
Yep.
But to have those caliber players to be your fourth and fifth or third option was great for Tim.
Right. Absolutely. I agree. But if you're gonna put him at power forward, man, I listen, I don't think there's nobody else better. Like growing up, like Karl Malone was the biggest thing since sliced bread and shit. But listen, look at the numbers, look at the domination, look at the fucking rings. Yeah. Come on. He is the GOAT.
Yeah, and I have to say it, Karl Malone, and that's one thing about Karl Malone, man. Karl Malone, he got numbers. Because you know we didn't like Karl Malone. We didn't like Stockton. Malone. I hated that shit. But Karl Malone made the position of the power forward like he was strong, you know, and then he had a jump shot too. But then Duncan changed it because Tim was just different because it was almost like he was a center with like small forward agility.
Right.
You know? Because Tim Duncan could hook shot, he could dunk on you, he could pass it out, he could do it. And then, like you said, his bank shot and his mid range was great.
Crazy.
All right, so we're gonna get off Tim right now. We're gonna go into the GM pick and roll question. And since you a Knicks guy, I'm a Knicks guy. You was always a Knicks guy growing up. I grew up with Benny. Benny is from my block in Inwood in Queens. I grew up with Benny. We played ball together. We went to Ajax Park. We played ball on the block. We played ball in his backyard. You know what I'm saying?
That's what we did all day long.
The funny thing, we played ball in your backyard. I remember, I never forget. I seen it on NBA, but I was like, "Yo, it was cold. It was cold outside. We was playing on a little court, and I was like, "Yo, you know, we put powder on our hands. Our hands gonna be cold." You remember
that? Yo, but wait a minute. That shit didn't work, man. It did not work. I think it made it worse.
It didn't work, but we still played longer. You feel me? So we would have got some powder put on and started on the cold hands.
That was wild.
All right. So the number one GM pick and roll question is, who's your greatest Knick all time?
Greatest Knick all time. I mean, we didn't grow up in the 70s, right? Definitely. So, if it's like all time from the beginning, even though we didn't grow up in that era, you have to give it a Walt Clyde Frazier. You know what I'm saying? He was the guy. He was a defensive guru, stealing the ball, Mr. Triple Double, and they got the rings. You know what I mean? So hands down, it has to be that. Going. Yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
All right.
Are you picking him or are you saying what he did?
I mean, overall, it would have to be Walt Clyde Frazier. Picking second, I would have to say the Warrior Patrick Ewing.
Okay.
But, we came short with Pat. You know what I'm saying? We went through the trenches. You got to give it to Pat. He was in the Michael Jordan era. Michael Jordan took rings from everybody. A lot of people don't have rings because of Mike. And he played in that era, and we came motherfucking one game away from getting that chip. So If it's not Will Clyde Frazier, then it's Pat.
Okay. I'm looking at some stuff right now, but I had to pick Pat. I had to pick Patrick Ewing.
Yeah.
I was looking at the older guys, Clyde and Willis Reed. Look at the teams that won championships, and even some people say like Dave the Butcher and all these other guys. They would impact the NBA and the Knicks real big. But you know what I had to do, Ben? I had to go where my eyes can't see.
All right.
Because we say greatest player, we ain't say greatest team. So even when championships, players do things. So I went down that rabbit hole of seeing Knicks all-time points guy, Knicks all-time rebound guy, assist guy, steals guy, block guy. I want to say that Patrick Ewing, of course, he's number one in points. He's number one in rebounds. But I want to say Patrick Ewing is in the top 10 in everything.
Wow.
And I want to say he's number one in blocks and steals.
Right.
So points, rebounds, blocks, and steals. So I had to give it to Patrick Ewing.
No doubt. I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at you. And listen, the thing is, watching NBA for so long and watching commentating and when they talk about Pat, like Barkley and Jordan and Magic, the one word they always use with Pat is that he was a warrior. That's the one word they all say. He was a warrior.
Yeah, and it's just unfortunate that, like we look at Pat, right? And I hate I'm leading into something else, but who was Patrick Ewing's second best player?
Yep. So yeah, he never had
it. and that's to the default. And that's gonna get into a segment we got later on down the line, talking about another player who never had a good team behind him.
Right.
But that's why I had to pick Pat, because sometimes we say greatest as championships and accolades and all, and trust me, it comes with it. But what Patrick Ewing did, forget all the other players that played with the Knicks. Like when you line them up, career for career, he outshined them. Now, when you look at the hardwood, the championships and things like that, then it gets a little different.
Right.
All right. Now we're going to the pick and roll question number 2.
All right.
So your favorite Knick all time, B. Who? Benny Blanco. Who's your favorite? I already know who your favorite, because you was trying to play like him when we was younger. So
no doubt about it. Mark Action Jackson made a tremendous impact on me when I first started playing basketball. Just watching him, the way he passed the ball was really what impacted me. I was like, yo, he's like a wizard. Like I gotta learn how to do this. And I would try it. And yeah, man, Mark Action Jackson, New York dude, went to St. John's in New York.
Yeah.
Loved his game. Because I'm not tall. I was always a point guard. So point guards that can deliver the ball and get assists was always, I always admired that. And Mark was that. I think Mark, believe it or not, and you're a stats guy, he's up there, I think, either one. What is he? 1 or 2? No, he's not 1, so he has to be 2 in assists all time.
He was. Okay. But then Jason Kidd and Chris Paul knocked him out. But he's number 4. He's number 4.
Okay.
Yeah, when he retired, he was number 2.
Yes.
When he retired, he was number 2. The young boys done got him. So you're right, Mark Jackson. And the sad thing, he don't get the credit of that.
Right.
People don't put highlight on that.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
and now the other thing is, that there is some controversy with Mark later down. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people feel like he's blacklisted or blackball from the NBA. Nobody wanted to give him a job. Yo, I don't know what the hell that is. I don't know what that is. Do you know anything behind that?
Nah, not really, not really. Some people like they say that he was stubborn. Like what you hear behind the camera is that he was stubborn, and then he was speaking. He's bringing religion into the locker room.
I think that's what it is.
Yeah, and when it comes to certain things, religion and politics and sexuality and stuff like that in the workplace, you kind of leave those things alone because you bring division.
Right.
Everybody feel how they want to feel. You know?
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I think that's what it was. I really think that's what it was.
Yeah.
So, and listen, he even gets credit. He even gets credit for for Steph Curry's career right now. You know what I'm saying? Because he installed that confidence in that kid, and he said, "You're the motherfucking man." Straight up. And a lot of people know that.
But what about when he was in Davidson though?
Yes, yeah. Well, he was doing his thing there.
He was lighting it up in college already. Yeah. So I mean, Mark my guy, but that dude was shooting crazy before he met you.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was.
But
Mark knew that.
Yeah. You just told him because only reason I say that because it's one thing about Mark Jackson, right? I don't like that people say, and my man Smitty Loke said this to me this week, man. We was talking about sports this week, and he was like, Curry took Mark Jackson's team to the championship, and I didn't argue with him or nothing, but it's amazing that people will take somebody higher than you ever took them. And then we say, like, you could have did that. Like, it's a little different. And it's almost like I love to put rap into it. It's like when Jason say, make another hole. You know what I'm saying? If that's how you look at it, if that's how you feel, make another hole. Yeah, but that's people here or there. But Mark Jackson, and with me, let me get to my point. Favorite Knicks. It's gonna be somebody that because if it was really up to me, I would have said like Stoudemire, Stephon Marbury, But I had to think back in the days, like my guy, and he wasn't even nice. He might average 6 points for his career, But it was Johnny Newman. He was my favorite. He was my favorite.
Johnny New.
And I think because I used to be a dunker, I was a jumper back in the days, and he just come in off the bench and just give you a spark.
Yeah.
And that was my role on some teams I played in. It's like, all right, I'm watching the game. They call me coach, like, all right, Murph, go in. I'm like, all right. So now I'm sitting down, at the scores table, looking. I'm ready to get it. I'm ready to see where I'm going to fill a lane or this, that, and other. So Johnny Newman was just one of those players to me that he seemed regular. Like all the other players had personalities and attitudes. He didn't really have a personality or attitude, but when he came in the game, he spoke big volumes on the floor. So Johnny was my guy.
No doubt. I like Johnny.
Yeah.
Johnny always trying to dunk on somebody.
And I'm sure he got a lot of lobs from Mark Jackson.
Yeah, no doubt.
Got a lot of lobs from Mark Jackson.
Yeah. That was an interesting team back then. With Mark and Johnny Newman and Rick Pitino. And Rick Pitino was coaching that team back then.
And Gerald Wilkins, all them guys.
Gerald Wilkins, yeah.
I really enjoyed the Knicks back then. I wasn't a Knicks fan back then, so I gotta admit that I was a Detroit Pistons fan at the time because Isaiah Thomas. But I still rooted for the Knicks if they wasn't playing the Bulls or Detroit. You know what I mean? Because I'm in Detroit. But then Mike, you know how I was about Mike though. You know what I'm saying? So now the third question is your favorite Knicks team and what year? If you could tell a roster, whatever, is great. I'm about to cheat. I'm about to go on my phone and
listen. That's a great question. That's a great question. So we're just speaking about Mark Jackson. That 89, 90, where we had Mark Jackson, Rod Strickland, Trent Tucker, Johnny Newman. They were all part of the bomb squad because they were putting up threes like crazy. Guess why? They were coached by Rick Pitino. So they were just launching threes like crazy. They won the Atlantic Division. They swept the Sixers. They brought the brooms out on the Sixers on their court. Pat was holding the broom disrespectfully. That was a good Knicks team right there. I would say that's one of my favorite teams right there. Again, we lost to the Bulls, but hey, who didn't? Then after that, it would have to be the 94 team that went to the finals all the way game 7, and we lost. Johnny Newman is listen, Mark Jackson is my favorite Knick, but John Starks is right after him for me as my favorites. Because John Starks was all because the way he played so fucking hard. He played hard.
And I'm mad my nephew not here because his favorite player all time is John Starks.
Oh man, Johnny.
And he don't even know because we was doing the recording here, right? We was doing, and when he told me the John Starks, I got a John Starks card.
Okay.
That I have in my desk drawer over there that I got in a little slip or whatever. I was gonna give it to him, but we stopped recording here in person. So we've been doing a Zoom, which I like the Zoom because everybody could be in their own space.
Cool. Yeah.
But my Knicks team is it wasn't the one you said, and I should have picked that one. But the reason I picked 92, 93, and I believe that's the year that they gave Jordan a run for the money.
Okay.
I believe because the next year, like you said, they went to the championship and stuff like that. But 93, they might have took the Bulls to game 7. You know?
Okay.
But the roster ain't as impressive. Your roster was more impressive. I'm about to read the roster right now. So it's Charles Oakley, Andrew Ewing, Anthony Mason, Charles Smith, John Starks, Doc Rivers, Greg Anthony, Rolando Blackman, Tony Campbell, Herb Williams. And these was other players that's up under here. It was like Hubert Davis, Eric Anderson, and Bo Kimball.
Okay.
Yeah. But the reason
I know what happened that year. And you only said one name, Charles Smith. And I know what the fuck happened. I know what the fuck happened that year. And that was devastating. That was devastating for me. Yes, we were supposed to take out the Bulls that year. No doubt about it. And Charles Smith just fessed up, man. He fessed up under the basket. They mopped his shit all over the fucking place. He should have went up like a fucking man. And his attempt should have been, I'm going to rip this rim down. They would have had to call a foul. Like, you got to go up like that.
Yeah.
They mopped him.
Yeah.
And that was it.
Yeah.
And I don't think we never recovered from that shit.
Do you think Patrick Ewing not dunking the ball or Charles Smith missing all them goddamn shots? Which one was worse for the Knicks?
Worse, no doubt about it. Charles Smith.
Okay, I got it.
Because he had several opportunities. And you're 6'10", dude. You're fucking 6'10". Come on.
Yeah,
Come on.
He probably somewhere right now.
Oh, man.
His wife probably like, yo, throw this in the trash. His wife probably like, yo, throw this in the trash. Forget it. I got it. You know what I mean? All right, so we're gonna go. We're supposed to go into Dominique, which be coming up later on, but I had put another segment in. I was thinking about it because I seen the NBA last night. Like today is March 1st. I usually don't say that on the episode, but today is March 1st. So I made up a segment called GM always stands for GOAT metric, but the GM timeout question.
All right.
Because when coaches call a timeout, it's like to regroup mentally, stop momentum, adjust their strategies or whatever. But right now, the games that happened last night made me think, like, yo, so the first timeout question is the Cavs beating the Celtics. What do you feel about that win the Cavs did?
That the way it happened, it's definitely a statement. And Boston, again, I don't want to be like hating on Boston. You know, they got the chip. You got to respect them. They're the champs. But I'm still not a strong believer in Boston like that. They was spanking them by like 25-3. I think it was the score, or 25-0. And the Cavs came back and spanked them.
Yeah.
I think it was in Boston. So, listen, I think Boston has something to think about. I think the Cavs is the real deal.
Yeah, I do too. And a lot of people don't give them credit, but the Cavs mirror the Boston Celtics just without the two big stars. But they're deep.
Right.
The Cavs is deep. Like their GM, whoever this GM is, put the team together to compete with Boston.
Right.
They got Donovan Mitchell, of course. And then the sad thing about it, Donovan Mitchell, you know, we know what he could do, but it's like he ain't trying to score 27 a game.
Mm-hmm.
He ain't trying to score 30. We know if he shoot 21 shots, he could average 29 points.
Right.
But he's not doing it because he has a team.
Right.
And right now with Mobley and all them guys from Hunter to Garland to everybody.
Yo, you said it. Hunter was a very interesting pickup that flew under the radar.
Mm-hmm.
And listen, he's really, really good because every single time they play the Knicks, this guy kills us. Every single time. That was a great pickup for them. And listen, the Cavs are for real, man.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. That's why they mirror Boston, because Boston got like 7 two-way players.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what Cleveland got. Cleveland got so many two-way players, and they coach haven't won a championship.
Right.
But he had Brooklyn looking like they was about to do something.
True that.
It just destroyed by bringing all the great guys in and watering down their team, and then they get rid of them. I think if you would have stayed there, they wouldn't have got Steve Nash. KD possibly could have won a championship.
Yeah.
Because it was open.
Right. Kenny Atkinson is a good coach. Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, so I'm with you. I think this was a statement.
Yes.
And I hope the rest of the league pay attention. Because we all put Boston as the team to beat in the East. And damn near in the NBA, we feel like they the team to beat.
Right.
Even took it personal, like, you know, and like you said, the way they came back.
Crazy. Yo, Donovan Mitchell called that crazy two-hand dunk in the lane. And after that, it just turned the whole game around and it was over. But like Boston, like they saw something different. They felt something different after that play. It was crazy.
Yeah, and I looked at Tatum and Brown got off, but the rest of the team, I don't know if that was the strategy of let them get off, we stop everybody else.
Right.
Because you look at the numbers, that's what happened. Them guys had 30 plus points apiece.
Yeah.
The team looked regular, you know?
Right.
So I think they had between the two of them, they might have had 90 points between the two. All right, now we get to the timeout question number 2. You know, my nephew, which he's supposed to come in, I told y'all my nephew is Eddie Kane. 7 is Eddie Kane. I'm going to slide in while we doing this, but he was supposed to be on this show today. But Luka Lakers. When that trade happened, I thought it was for the future.
Okay.
Now today, this timeout, like, oh, the way they beat the Clippers and how they've been on the road, and Luka out of his feelings right now. Luka was hurt with that trade. He's back smiling again. He wasn't smiling his first 3 games with the Lakers.
Right.
He was almost like he was still like numb or basic.
Right.
Now, how do you feel about the Lakers with Luka at the present time?
Yeah, that's definitely, I think that's a now thing for sure. I'm not even thinking that's a future thing. That's a now thing because LeBron is there, and they'll just work with whatever pieces they got. And if Luka could work his magic and LeBron is there, and listen, they're even considering this guy. What's the coach? Whatever the coach, the young coach, first-year coach. He's doing a great job. He's doing a great job with these guys.
Can't think of it.
JJ Redick.
Redick.
JJ Redick doing a great job coaching them. So I don't think at all is a future thing. That's a whole, let's go get this chip right now if we can do it.
And that might be the recipe. You know, I don't know what JJ Redick gonna do moving forward, but right now, he inherited white magic. You know, or white LeBron, however you want to look at it. JJ just inherited a good situation. If Luka stayed there, he inherited, because Pat Riley inherited a good situation.
Correct.
That's why he was able to get 5 championships. So if JJ Redick stay put and Luka stay there and they keep building, you know, I just hope that. But I think it's a now too. At first, I thought it was for the future.
Right.
I was thinking like they play the same position. And I never seen LeBron. Like, because Magic tried to get LeBron to play off the ball when he got there.
Right.
Then they Magic stepped away. You feel me?
Right. Yeah.
LeBron played how he wanted to play.
Right.
He wanted LeBron off the ball.
Okay.
To preserve your energy and this, that. Magic said that when he got LeBron.
Right.
You know? But LeBron likes to play on the ball. So when Luka came, I'm like, they kind of similar.
Right.
You know? But now, as I'm seeing it, LeBron is allowing him to and it's smart. I didn't think he had it in him, but maybe LeBron sees somebody greater than him. Because he wouldn't do it for Anthony Davis.
Right.
Do it for Ingram, all them young guys. He had not like let them be greater than him, but he didn't endorse them like he's endorsing Luka.
Right. Exactly.
He's telling Luka, don't fit in, fit out. Like, be you.
Right.
He ain't never say that to nobody else.
Right. True that. That's true. But yeah, man, Luka is definitely special. I'm not gonna sit there and deny all the bad things they saying about him. He needs to get in better shape.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He needs to play better defense. And but listen, the guy's a talent. I was most impressed with Luka in the bubble. In the bubble, when they played, I think they were playing the Clippers.
Oh yeah, the Clippers. It was.
And they had one of the brothers there, and he was bullying Luka around and banging him. Luka was not fazed and taking him to the hole and dominating that. And he hit the game winner and one of very impressed. That's why I was like, yo, Luka's for real.
But people don't realize, and we both sniffle, we both sick. We both over here, older dudes can't even keep your immune together.
Yo, this shit hit me at the wrong time.
Hey, and I promise you, like I slept through the Super Bowl, but that's neither here nor there. But it's just what you said. Luka's different. And people don't realize because he's been playing professional basketball for years in his country. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, he's been playing with grown men for a long time.
Yep.
He came into the league, like he's one of those players, like he can't stop smiling. Mm-hmm. Like I would like to see Charles Oakley give him an elbow or something in the ribs or something, because all he do is smile, and he controls the tempo of the game. And that's one thing that's scary, because some people say when you slow the game down, they talk about for yourself. He make everybody play at his pace. Like with the step backs and all that, with the dribble. And even when he go in the hole, he bumps the people. He don't just try to go around them and lay up. He goes into them. So he played basketball smart, different, and at his pace. And if the Lakers hold on to him, it's going to be hell for the rest of the league if they keep building and putting the players around him. Because you got to realize, the Lakers won with this trade only because Anthony Davis is not playing right now. But for two, they got the NBA last year leading scorer. You know? Like, where that happens at?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. How the hell the leading scorer gets traded?
And to a good team.
This is crazy.
You know what I'm saying? And to a good team. So, I don't know. But this is the third one right here. This is the third question right here. This is timeout number 3. Golden State winning with Jimmy. What do you think about? Draymond said this. We had this on our show. It might have been last episode or 2 episodes. I think it was last episode. We talked about what Draymond said. And the funny thing, I believed him. I believed him. But I want to hear what you say. Do you think that Golden State could win a championship with Jimmy?
I'm a believer in Jimmy buckets. So my answer is yes. You got the greatest shooter out there. He got the gap ready to explode, especially when playoff time. Like, yo, what are you gonna do with Curry? He's gonna hit threes. It's a guarantee. He's gonna hit threes. No doubt about it. Now you got the all-around guy in Jimmy Buckets. Okay, so Jimmy Bucket is an extreme competitor. That's the thing with him. He's a competitor. He's never going to quit, and he's going to make the right play. I've been watching him the last few years. Yo, he don't do nothing fancy, but he makes the right play. You know what I'm saying? He's going to hit you with a pump fake. He's going to run dribble, get to the mid-range. He's going to make the right pass, and he's a great defender. You know what I'm saying? So you add that piece, and they still got Draymond there. You got Curry, and then now I they got other shooters too. It's not just Curry. They got a few other shooters too that you leave them open, they're going to kill you. So you got to be careful with Golden State. I'm telling you right now, I think Jimmy Buckets is going to make a big impact there.
Yeah, and I'm with you too. I said it a week ago, and I told him, I was telling my nephew, because a lot of guys were saying, well, Kendrick, I was about to say Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick Perkins said it. And Kendrick Perkins said they got a first-round exit. That's their highlight, first-round exit. And I didn't believe it. My argument with my nephew was like, the last 5 years, Jimmy took Miami to a championship. Then within the last 5 years, Golden State won a championship. So out of the last 5 years, players from this team was in the championship. And Curry know how to win. Draymond know how to win, and Steve Kerr know how to win. And right now, they about to teach Jimmy how to win.
Listen,
know how to go, but he don't know how to win.
Right. So he definitely knows how to go because he's a competitor. And listen, they're gonna fit him in right. Listen, nobody wants to see it. I'm telling you right now, ain't nobody gonna want to see these guys in the playoffs. They're gonna have headaches. Curry's gonna be lighting them up from all angles. Jimmy's gonna be doing his thing. Yo, nah, you don't want to see them. I don't know what their center situation is though right now. That's the only thing.
They still got what's his name? Dang, I can't even think of his name right now. If I was
Kuminga or something like that.
We got Looney still, and I don't know who
Looney.
they have besides Looney.
Mm.
But they got enough shooters from Buddy Hield and all them other guys. But what I want to see is how Kuminga, because right now they 7-1 with Jimmy.
Exactly.
7-1 with Jimmy. But I want to know how Kuminga is going to fit in, because Kuminga is another athletic scorer and defender. So I want to know how he fit with Jimmy, because that's going to be big. And Jimmy don't have to be the player that scores 25 in the regular season.
No.
But count him for 25 in the playoffs, because the game get more intense. And he'll do whatever he had to do. So right now,
playoff Jimmy.
It's gonna be different. It's definitely gonna be
different.
Listen,
I'm telling you right now, he's a competitor. Curry's a competitor. Draymond Green is a competitor. Extreme. All these guys are extreme competitors. You got them on the same team. They'll work with whatever other pieces they have. Trust me.
Yeah. All right. Now this is a part of the show where we giving credit to players. I haven't even gave it a name yet. Right now, this is the unknown segment, But this is Dominique Wilkins. Because when we doing the GOAT matches, we go down players, awards, things that they did in the league. And right now, Dominique has 7 All-NBAs and 1 scoring title. But he came in the era of Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, Magic Johnson. He came in the league 82, 83, and he played 15 years. But he played from 82, 83 to 93, 94 with the Hawks. It's the reason I'm saying that, because the other years he played with other teams. But he played with them like 12 years, almost 12, 11, 12 years.
Absolutely.
I was looking at his stats. I was looking at his teams and everything. Do you feel like he ever had a roster to compete with Jordan, Larry, Isaiah, just all the other great teams?
No, I like, as far as Hawks teams that I remember, like going back to the 80s, early 80s, like you said, they had Dominique, Doc Rivers, he was okay. You know what I'm saying? Doc Rivers wasn't like an all-star guard at all. But he was decent at best. Kevin Willis was a good big man. Later on, started shooting threes. I don't know how, but good big man. But that's as best as it got. You know what I'm saying? Little Spud Webb. Spud Webb always was injured or something. You know what I'm saying? He didn't have a long career. But nah, man, they never had it. They never had it. The Hawks had some good teams, I think, in the 2000s with like Josh Smith in them, and then ISO Joe and these guys. They made runs in the playoffs, I remember. But nah, man, the Hawks never had a good team.
Yeah. And I think this segment is called Salute the Warriors. Salute the Warriors, because he was a warrior. He played his heart out. And biggest thing is this: he has 26,000 points. He has the 17th the 17th highest scoring average, which is 24.8. He almost averaged 25 points for 15 seasons.
Wow.
And then he's number 16 all time in points. So he got the 17th highest scoring average and then the 17th in total points.
Mm.
So I just want to salute Dominique Wilkins as a warrior because you showed up, you played, and you did what you were supposed to do.
Right.
But you played with two other All-Stars. Kevin Willis, his first All-Star in 1992.
See that?
And then Mookie Blaylock.
I forgot about Mookie.
In 94. He was an All-Star 1 year.
94, yeah. I remember.
I think Dominique, if he really wanted to win, he would have tried to leave sooner. But I think he was turned out by Magic City.
But you see,
so look at Magic City. The Dominique is in Magic City, baby.
You listen, you're on something right there. You're on something right there because now these days you see the players be like, you know what I'm saying, demanding trades, this and that. We didn't see that back in the day. Yeah. But I wouldn't want to leave Atlanta either. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, man, they're like, why leave? I feel Dominique for that too, though. I ain't gonna lie.
I think back then it was important. Well, it's not even back then. It's important now. And that's why sometimes we get mad because that's why I stopped being a fanatic. I still love the game and I'm a fan, but I'm not fanatic no more because I realize these, like, they're players, but they human.
Of course.
And how serious we be with jobs,
yeah.
I want them to be serious even more than us.
Mm-hmm.
Only one championship every year. You got 30 teams. Only one guy gonna be a champion. So if I'm in Atlanta, how about I be Lemon Pepper Lou? You know what I mean? How about I be in California with the Clippers in LA and loving LA? You know?
Yeah.
Why do I have to go for a championship? Let me play 78 games to be obligated for my contract.
Right.
And let me have Instagram models. We used to say Hugh Hef women, you know, Playboy women, but now it's Instagram models. You know, they don't have to have status. They just got to have nice curves. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Listen, I'm not hating on it. It is what it is. Life is beautiful. Why not enjoy everything in it?
Exactly, B. Exactly, B. I'm gonna let you because we wrapped up the show, man. We did a great show. I like how you did, man. You a natural too, B.
Listen, I see these things or whatever, and like I said, I really admire you because you're doing this. You got the books, you got the games. Like, yo, you have that drive, man. I applaud you for that, man. I really do. And these things are interesting to me. I love talking hoops. You know what I'm saying? That's all I did. That's all I still do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't play no more, but I'll sit here and I still watch every fucking Knicks game, man. It's fucking crazy. Even preseason.
Nah, facts, man. Hey, you know, it's funny because we grew up with each other, so you know how I am. I always been crazy. You probably don't remember this. You remember when I bring it up. You remember me and your brother Carlos when we did that comedian's cassette tape? You remember that? His brother had turntables and I told jokes, and then we used like the fat boys laughing after every joke, and we made a tape, and we went through the neighborhood letting people hear it. And for some reason, he speeded up when he recorded it. So he almost had me talking like the Chipmunks or something. It was crazy. But I always been like this as a kid. I always wanted to do whatever I wanted to do. Ain't nothing made me rich yet. But I'm a creative masturbator. So when I do different things, it's self-pleasing, you know? It's self-pleasing. So I'm like, and then I'm like Westbrook too, because I don't know I shouldn't be taking a shot. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, yes.
I go hard. I'm gonna take the shot regardless, and then I run back hard on the defense after an air ball. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna
Right,
take the
right.
shot.
Of course, of course.
That's what's up. But Benny, man, I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you coming through. This is another
Listen,
episode of Goat Metrics, and we always like to say at the end of the show. I don't think we did it the last show, but we
all
say
right.
titles is earned and awards is given. Goat Metric.
No doubt.
Yeah.